Nice to see you.
Oh, it's so great to see you, honestly.
I really appreciate you saying yes to this. This is fun.
Are you kidding me? Thanks for asking me. I am absolutely honored. I've been following your Facebook Lives for a long time now. I know you're having a lot of fun with them.
So Norm, what have you been doing? Like for the last year and 1 month, what have you been doing?
Well, it's the first day of spring here, so it's great to see you, Larry. What have I been doing? I've been doing a lot of stuff, really. I mean, I'm on the radio at News Talk Sauga 960 AM radio in Mississauga. I'm on from noon until 1 weekdays with a talk show. It's more like a newscast, really, and then I throw in some opinions.
Yes.
I invite callers, although right now, because I'm broadcasting from home, I'm not able to really do the phone-in talk show thing, which I'd really like to. Other than that, I work Monday to Friday at a law firm, actually, now, Larry. That's what yeah.
Oh,
Very, very different. It's a lot of administrative, which I'm not accustomed to, but I do some marketing for the firm, and I do some vlogging for the firm also on camera. I'm also, I do some voice work here from home also for a company that records voicemail for telephone systems across North America. I'm the voice of American Express.
I'm glad you brought that up, actually, Norm, because you do one voice work that is close to me, because I phone up American Express all the time for various reasons to check balances and stuff. And there's an automated voice that will tell me what my balance is. And that's your voice.
Yeah. If you call the number on your card, that's right. It's me who is reminding you, Larry, that you should be keeping an eye on your balance, actually.
I think it's amazing that you know how much I owe and I don't. I have to phone
That's
you.
Between you and me, Larry, I won't say a word. But yeah, it's...
No, as long as it doesn't leave the internet, I'm fine with that, Norm. It's... we met years ago now at the Shopping Channel. I had the honor of working with you and many other hosts. And that was a treat for me because I had followed you guys since... When did the Shopping Channel first start? When did you join?
Well, the way I know it, and I'm not a historian necessarily, but this is the way I remember it being told to me, Larry, it was in 1987, January, when Sandy Hall did the first show for the Canadian Home Shopping Club. She, according to what I heard, was not the first host hired, however. The first ever on-air host hired was Alexandra Elliott. At least that's what she told me, rest her soul. And she was hired a month before they went on the air. But it was Sandy Hall who did the first show in 1987. I came on in 1992, February. Myself and Carrie Ulver trained together.
Wow.
You know, it's funny. When we were training, I mentioned Alexandra Elliott. And many who have watched for over the years and remember her will remember her feisty spirit. And I miss her very much. A great lady. So funny, Larry. Anyway, in training, she said to me, and also to Carrie at the time, she said, I knew I could do this job of talking like this on TV when my husband handed me a 4-inch length piece of string and I did 20 minutes.
That's good Shopping Channel training, for a resume.
Yeah, so I started in 90.
Here's a pencil. What can you tell me about it?
I know, right?
That's fantastic. Now, Norm, when the Shopping Channel, I remember when it first... when it was just stills, there wasn't. Was it the CRTC? It didn't allow like motion.
Yeah, that's right. We didn't have our live motion agreement or license, if you will, until we did it in. I guess it was February of 1995. So when I was there, anyways, between 92 and 95, it was the still motions you're talking about, alphanumeric. So they would take a picture. There were still studio cameras and a director and a floor director and producer and such. They would take a picture and then take another picture and then take another picture and string them together, Larry, into a loop, and then run that loop. Every 7 seconds you'd see a different picture, and it just kept looping and looping and looping until we moved on to the next product, and they would start over again. So while I was on air, I would have an earpiece in, and every once in a while in my ear the director would say simply shot. Was the cue in my ear, meaning we're taking a shot now. So I would have to pause in my sentence, being live on air, for them to take that shot. I'd smile, and then I would continue on. And they would gather these pictures. And yeah,
wow.
And then finally in 95, anyway, we were able to be like a real TV station.
Well, yeah. Now, I remember when it came on, you had many celebrity guests coming on. the shopping
You know what?
channel.
When we went live motion, suddenly we became incredibly legitimate, I think, in the mainstream television world. More people were watching us, and it was like turning on a light switch, I think. And it became an attraction to celebrity endorsement. And
Yes.
therefore, we had a wave for a few years, and still do over at Today's Shopping Choice. There's still a number of celebrities and B-list celebrities, if you will, and cooking celebrities who appear there. But sure, there was a time when yeah, you know, we would, it was almost every other week somebody was coming in that we all knew.
Well, I've got a little list here, and I know there's dozens and dozens and dozens more, but I want to just read some of them. Joan Rivers, of course, she was a steady guest, and in her line of jewelry. Kim Kardashian, was that perfume?
Yeah, she had her own fragrance. That's right. I didn't work with her. Richard Nestor worked with her, I believe, twice in that one day that she was on. And for someone like Kim Kardashian, when Keeping Up with the Kardashians, I think, was either just starting or was still very new. I don't know if she felt that comfortable being on camera without a script. She really didn't have a script, but she
Right.
was really sweet and very, very nice. And the perfume, the fragrance, I don't know if it really sold all that well with us, but I think it retailed
Yes.
with her name, especially in the States, it did really well. But yeah, she was on the shopping channel and
Sure.
created it.
Also, Suzanne Summers, right? Now, was that Thigh Master? Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Yes, awesome.
Yeah, she was on, she had the Thigh Master, but she also had kitchen products and jewelry and skincare, Larry. She really was huge and still is selling, by the way, on her own Facebook Live regular show. Oh yeah, one of the biggest names in the home shopping world in the U.S. and Canada and internationally overseas, I would think too. And she was fun to work with. She brought her own lighting technician with her. That's how serious
Wow.
into TV she and her husband Alan Hamill, Canadian,
Yes, Alan Hamill. That's right.
former talk show host himself, you know. But they were a delight to work with. I loved working with Suzanne. Beautiful lady and very smart and funny too. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, George Takai, who people would remember him from Star Trek series, 1966. There's George. Yes, very
like
good. It's like you're reading my mind.
Do you
here.
like my
You got it all at your
you
fingertips.
like my hair, Larry?
It's yes, I very much. You.
Well, when we did the Star Trek collectibles showcase, we wanted to get William Shatner originally, but
Yes.
from what I hear, and this is between you and me, Larry, because I know nobody else is watching.
No, totally private.
What I heard was that Bill Shatner wanted a ton of money to come up. We did get him on the phone one time, and for a few $1,000s to just be a phone-in guest. And oddly enough, a little side note with that was when he phoned in, he happened to be in his barn at his home, and one of his horses was giving birth, and we got to go through it all live on the air with him on the phone. But anyway, George...
Was that extra? Did he charge you extra for that?
George Takai came up twice, actually, and was a very gracious, very soft-spoken, very nice man, and did two Star Trek collector showcases. Yeah, he was a real thrill to meet.
Yeah, and let's see, Joan Collins, my God, she also was on a Star Trek episode in the early 60s or late 60s, whatever.
I forgot about that. She wasn't she? Well, she came to the shopping channel. This was in, boy, oh boy, I'd have to look it up, but I think it was prior to live motion, and she was selling her book, is what that was. And
okay,
I got a picture of her as well somewhere from the time that she was on, but she used to walk around the studio and through the hallways with her sunglasses on, and finally somebody asked her, "Why are you wearing your sunglasses inside?" And she said, "It's because it helps to prevent wrinkles." She used to wear her dark sunglasses in case everybody thought it was just a star thing. No, it was actually because she felt that it caused less squinting. And anyway, a beautiful lady, and of course the buzz around the building was huge when Joan Collins was coming. Yeah.
Maybe it was just because she knew her future was so bright, you know. Let's see, Tony Little, of course. He's everyone knows Tony.
One of the biggest stars in home shopping fitness, of course. You can do it, and he continues today. Probably very happy to be broadcasting from home in the pandemic, but he used to come, of course, all the time with the gazelles and the ab isolator and all of his videos and all that. And loud and in your face, but he got his message across.
Oh God,
He
yes.
helped,
What a
and
character.
he helped a lot of people.
I also enjoy Rosalie.
Rosalie Brown's the best. Oh, absolutely. Love her.
Oh yes, by
You
far.
know,
Yeah,
yeah.
love her. You know, love her work. And she was a Facebook friend, and I felt, my God, every time, she is probably the most physically fit person I have ever met in my entire life.
And it's because of Rosalie. I was on the air with her one time when we had a body fat measuring scale. And the
Yes.
model who was scheduled to work with her at the time in our show was not able to make it. So from across the studio, Rosalie yelled out to me. I was in the middle of a jewelry show and she was setting up. She said, "Norm, you'll be able to get on this thing with me, right? You're going to take off your shoes and socks and get on this and do the..." And I'm like, okay. So I got on it anyways. And I found out on live television, much to my dismay, that I was in the, at the time, danger zone for body fat percentage, according to my age and my weight. True, yeah. And it was a real eye opener for me. And I went forward from that day to take on a whole new look at my own fitness and the total gym. I used that and changed my diet, but it was because of appearing with Rosalie Brown.
Oh yeah, well when you're shamed on the air, I guess so. Yeah, I would too. You know, who else we have? Gordy Howe.
Oh, are you kidding? Gordy Howe. You know, we had dinner with Gordy Howe. When I say I had dinner, it wasn't me. It was about 7 or 8 of us at one of the hotels, Sutton Place Hotel by the airport, I believe it was, back in the day. And we had a back room reserved for us. This is a couple of hours before the show that night. So we all walked in a line through the restaurant on our way to the VIP room at the back. And until you walk through a restaurant with Gordy Howe, you don't know what it's like to have all eyes on you. People were calling out to him, "Hey, Gordy," and Mr. Hockey and all that. So yeah, that I got to sit next to him.
You know, speaking of that, I had the pleasure once of going with Betty Jean, Carol Fish, you and me, to go visit Lisa, one of the fans of the shopping channel. I understand why she picked you three. Why I got invited, I still don't know. But anyways, I was, and I'll tell you something. We stopped off at a Tim Hortons. Was it Peterborough?
Yeah.
Where did we go? Yeah, we stopped off at a Tim Hortons. You and I are in line, and I ended up using your fans' phones, to take pictures of you because you got recognized. Then wait, I'm not finished yet. I'll hold your money. Then we got to the apartment, and in the elevator, this was my favorite. First of all, you got recognized in the street going into the apartment, but then in the elevator stopped at the 2nd or 3rd floor. A little old lady walked on. She kept glancing at you. Do you remember this? Kept glancing at you, and then she went, "Are you?" And you went, "Yes." And you spent about 2 minutes talking with her, and I know you made her day, and that was great.
Oh wow! Well, thank you. Thanks for saying that.
That was actually a fun visit, and again, I was honored that I was chosen. I've got a video still of Carol Fish singing in the front seat. Whatever the song was, it was a Christmas song, and
now Larry, let me jump in. That was a fun drive because there was one vehicle, and Betty Jean Allison and Carol Fish and you and me drove to Peterborough to visit this lovely lady.
Yes.
You know what? One of the things I remember about working with you, Larry, is when I first met you, I believe it was when you were selling electric fireplaces.
Oh yes.
Okay, and one line, and I don't want to steal your thunder because nobody will be able to say the line better than you. You said something along the line. Now, I want you to jump in if you remember this story. You know, my wife and I have had a conversation about whether we should set the thermostat at maybe 68 degrees. She wants it at 72 degrees. You know where I'm going?
Yes.
Go ahead,
yes.
finish it.
So the line was, so we compromised and we set it at 72 where she wanted.
Exactly.
That's right. Actually, it was reversed. She wanted it colder. I wanted it warmer. But yes, I remember that line. Yeah, thanks for reminding me there. You know, when you're selling fireplaces, you got to come up with some story, right?
Oh yeah, sure. Electric fireplace. But you were always and you still are such a gentleman and a real professional. You sound great. You look great. And I love this show you've got going. It's so fun.
Oh, well, thank you. You know what? Again, it's not to kill time. I want to rephrase that. It's because I enjoy it. And seriously, I've got I've got a Facebook, a plethora of great talent as my friends, like all the Shopping Channel people. I mean, there's so many people I want to have on this show, especially from the Shopping Channel. I want Carol Fish. I want Tanya Yanakia. I want Tanya Kolar. I mean, so much talent is out there, and people with great stories like yourself. And this is a great forum for me to share with my other friends, you know, because I've got friends from school and college. Speaking of which, college, you and I graduated from the same Humber College, North Campus.
Yeah, I was in the radio program there, actually. I didn't know that, Larry. You're a Humber alumni. Yeah, did you used to go to CAPS?
Yes. Now, what year did you graduate?
A little secret between you and me, Larry. I jobbed out, actually, because I got a job in radio working overnights, and then I was going to school during the day, and my program coordinator came to me in the middle of my second year and said, look, you're falling asleep in class. He said, you've got your foot in the door, go, and when you make your first million, come back to me, and we'll have you as a speaker. Well, about a year and a half, 2 years later, I was nowhere near making $1 million, but I did go back and speak to the class. But anyways, I did not technically graduate, but I was there for...
Well, you know what? Because that's how good you were. You got a job in what you wanted to do, though, right?
Well,
so that's the whole purpose of the course. You know, I took, what did I took? Well, 1 year of fine arts. I had to take 1 year of fine arts. Then I took 2-year course in package development and design, and then 1 year in graphic arts and advertising, and then I became a pitchman.
Oh, a what?
A pitchman.
A pitchman.
Yeah, because it just seemed. I was, you know, I did 6 months of graphic arts and advertising, and I'm at the, you know, my drafting table, and my first job that I got was doing the schematic diagrams of Hobart dishwashers, and I had a big magnifying glass, and it was meticulous work for 6 months. And I remember when it was finished, the art director, Brian, he said to me, I said, oh, good. Am I going to get something a little more creative to do? And he reminded me that he's been there for 27 years before he got any creative work. And it was then I realized, oh, no, I can't do this. So I moved on to, you know, something that was more enjoyable to me.
Well, you're great at what...
Now here, back to some names. Vicki Lawrence from the Carol Burnett Show, right?
Yeah, she had a makeup line. Vicki Lawrence came on a couple of times. You know, I'll be honest with you, Larry, I don't think I'm the only one who feels this way, but I felt Vicki Lawrence felt horribly stereotyped for her mama role on the Carol Burnett Show. And here she was now appearing on Canadian Home Shopping, and I got the feeling she wasn't so keen on being there and having to imitate the voice in every show as we asked her to do. But, you know, it was, I mean, she's a legend on the Carol Burnett Show, of course, and very interesting lady for sure. But, yeah, she was on. Yep.
I saw an interview with Archie Bunker and, you know, Carol O'Connor and Jean Stapleton as Edith. And the host said, do me a favor, do the voice of Edith. And she looked at him and she said, that's what I get paid for. So yeah, she didn't do it. Who else? We got Roberto Alomar from the Blue Jays.
You know what, Larry, when Roberto Alomar came on, you got to remember that in September of 1992, we were 1 month away only from being the first team outside the United States to win the World Series. It was a hot time for the Jays. Roberto Alomar, multiple Golden Glove Award winner, huge fan favorite. This was a massive, big deal for us to have him with the Sports Collectors Showcase. And he came on. He was very gracious with all of the customer care representatives who were right next to the studio in those days, signing autographs, having photos taken. Everybody wanted a piece of him, you know. And yeah, he came on, and he was a star at the time, you know.
Yes.
And it was so big for us. We couldn't keep World Series merchandise in stock. It was constantly selling out. Autographed baseballs and jerseys and on and on. Yeah.
Now, Emerald, speaking of celebrity chefs, before you tell me about Emerald, have you ever heard of the name Shep Gordon?
Chef Gordon? Gordon Ramsay?
No, Shep. S-H-E-P. Shep Gordon.
Shep Gordon.
Shep Gordon, where he started was many years ago. He was a drug dealer in the States. He moved to a
Oh,
motel.
I'm
He met
surprised.
Jimi
I'm
Hendrix.
surprised I haven't heard of him. Then.
That's why I thought you would know him. You got, he met Jimi Hendrix, and he ended up dealing drugs to all these people. But they said you can't just deal drugs. You need a front. So they said you should be my agent. So he traveled with all these rock stars, and to this day, without even signing a contract, he's a multi-millionaire now. He's the manager of Alice Cooper, and I saw an interview with them, and he's the funniest guy. They did a documentary on him, but he also started, where I'm going with the story, he also started the Celebrity Chefs, because he was in a restaurant one day, and a famous chef, came in with his family to have dinner, and the manager said, "You can't eat here because you work here." And he said, "Well, I wanted to bring my family." Like, how insulting, right? And Chef Gordon overheard this, and he said, these guys deserve to be well known, because they come on with their act. They put on a chef's coat, they do their act. So he created the whole, like Emerald, for example. He's Emerald's manager, and he created all that whole Celebrity Chef in the first place.
Wow.
Yeah, he brought that to the table, But if you get a chance, look up, he's got a documentary out called Supermensch. And it's an incredible show. The guy's funny, so funny. At the end of the show, they interviewed him and they said, "What did you think, of the documentary?" And Shep said, you made me really interesting. I would look forward to meeting me one day.
Yeah, Emerald. I mean, Bam. That it was
Bam. Yes.
Time, and very quiet gentleman. I found, at least, anyways, very quiet. He was in, he was out. He came in to do his show. Very quiet when we would have a pre-show discussion. Didn't have a lot to say, but when the camera went on, but boom, he was there, and he was the Bam that everybody wanted to hear, and incredibly smart. These world-class chefs they're so intelligent.
Yes.
And he was one of them. Yeah.
Well, Norm, I really look forward one day to maybe grabbing a coffee or a lunch with you one day. We've been on for 25 minutes and the time flew by. It's usually 10 minutes, but time got away from me, because I could do another 35. I could do an hour show with you, and I want to one day when I have sponsors.
Yeah.
And yeah. So thank you very much for doing this.
Just quickly before we go, Larry, yeah, I agree to that. We could have so much fun going down memory lane that way. And speaking of which, sometime later on this year, I hope to release a book. It's called Memoirs of a Shopping Channel Host. But wait, there's more. And there is a lot more. Some of the stories I just mentioned and also more about the celebrities and behind-the-scenes stuff. All fun stuff, lighthearted. It's going to be
oh my God, that's exciting.
It's going to be a fun, lighthearted read. Anyways, Memoirs of a Shopping Channel Host. But wait, there's more. That's going to be sometime.
I look forward to getting a signed copy, and of course I'll pay. Norm, again, thank you so much.
Thank you, Larry, for the honor. Are you kidding me? Thank you so much. I miss you.